going to be the case on Dust2 unless something goes very wrong with their game plan. I'm interested to see that Opera's head-to-head. Junior and Fozy. Fozy looked very good on that first map, and additionally, he was pulling the op out on the T side as well as the CT side, so a lot of comfort there. And of course, he looked very good. I believe he was the top performer for his team. We are into the action, though, ladies and gentlemen. T side for Nouns. They have two sets of utility on George and Rush. I believe an upgrade. Yep, that's for Junior. He has a P250 in hand. Wildcard. Not making the same mistakes as before, going for a double flash kit for Stanislaw and Kevlar on the rest.
No need for upgraded pistols on the CT side of Dust2. The USP is good enough for the long range and good enough for the close range. Good flash by Stanislaw allows JBA to get the first, but he cannot add more to the total. Sonic behind Car will be the next one tested. Molotov to his position. Might not even spread. He's in a very good spot, but he's getting dinked down. They know where he is. And Stanislaw's not able to get him out of dodge. The boost is a great idea, but neither team is actually finding the kill. Sonic on his last round of the magazine, able to drop CJ. He'll pop up for a second and grab a third as Stanislaw helps out with George. And a crazily clean pistol round from Wildcard. Despite a very good read from Nouns, the USPs at range win the day.
I really like the idea from Nouns as well. They got long control and they boosted up to hard clear Car. It's not a spot that I thought they would clear so readily, but they go for it. And I really like the read. The issue is the execution wasn't there. Sonic was able to survive by sticking his head between his legs quite literally. Wildcard, as you mentioned, steal away the pistol rather cleanly. Nouns gonna go for a save for the most part. Junior has a scout, but everybody else is on Glocks. And that scout is already proving to be a worthy investment as Fozy falls on Catwalk. I believe he had a rifle as well. That's a pretty big upgrade if Nouns can make their way up to Catwalk.
Nouns are still top middle. There's a big convergence on Catwalk here from Wildcard. That's a nice little upgrade from Stan. Grabs the M4. That's why they pushed forward. And Stan blocks JBA's exit and says, "Now we're going back, kid. We're going to fight this again." Flash in. And JBA out one and two. Not a second, actually. It's Stan, Susp, and Sonic to get kills. Stanislaw will get the last, so only one kill coming through that initial opener onto Fozy. And rifles will be gathered up for Wildcard. They don't lose any of their M4s. They only lose an MP9. That's not bad at all. Fozy will get the A1S back. Stan will probably pick one up of his own. And Nouns will be on the rifles here. A couple of AKs, a couple of Galils, make it 3 AKs and a decent amount of utility with Junior on the scout again. We saw how well he did with that in the last round. Tag in a bag. But they'll need to be a bit better than that as his first shot does not connect. And there's 3 players down bottom middle running up mid. Junior does not connect any of them. Carson around, now a tag from Junior, but he is dropped by Sonic. Carson still around. The bomb is his job now. George trades out Rush for the bomb, the lack thereof, a massive problem. Fozy, blinded but still alive. Susp is here to help him. The Swedish duo looking to lock this down as Carson carrying the bomb, slowly moonwalking away through T-spawn. Maybe hurt by Sonic here, I don't think so. Bomb is going to make its way eventually into B, but the fact there's already 2 players and a third in CT ready to retake the site does not bode well for the Ts.
Nope, and there's still smokes as well to cover off tons or whatever is necessary. George is going to come back and double clear tunnels with Carson, make sure he gets by. Smart call, safe call. It's in a very slow and tentative round from Wildcard once they got control of B. George throwing the smoke for the door. I don't think it's actually popped in the door. It will be good enough for the crossing.
There's still no plant.
Finally going to come to Fozy swinging through with a flash, and he runs down one, spots a second, won't get the kill in time, but Suts is there to fill the gap. He finds the first towards tunnels and the second below. Quick one, and again, Nouns not having the bomb and not being quick about getting it over there are caught in motion in their attempt to get the bomb down. They can hardly even cross into the site before they're mowed down.
Too slow and methodical for Nouns. And the fact they almost lost the bomb off that initial mid-scrim does not add any helping factor to that round. Pistols out long. They'll try it this time with Tech 9s, and it works for the opener onto Stanislaw. Good flashes in from CJ. JBA and Fozy now jumping up onto Catwalk. The op will probably watch long. The rifle to Cat. But Nouns have pumped the brakes here, and this is a big reason why. They're expecting aggression from Wildcard here, which is exactly coming through. Carson was playing anti-flash for a bit, but Susp is about to get traded if he even gets one at all. He doesn't even get that. And that opens up the B site. This aggression from Wildcard against the Pistols going against them now as Nouns have 2 rifles in hand. They invested nothing but vests and Tech 9s. And this CT side from Wildcard now in complete and total flux as there's no stability left for it.
Trying to get aggressive again in hopes of finding an opening. Trying to maintain some semblance of map control so they can get some damage in before the bomb goes down. But right now they're being completely sidestepped. It's a straight walk towards long. All the focus from Wildcard is on middle instead. Fozy's going to have to do a lot here from Catwalk if they want a chance in this round. He's going to race to site. Smoke spots a couple. Oh, the timing is awful. Unscopes the second the player walks in. JBA and Sonic are both at B. They're not going to leave this site either. It's going to be a first on the board for Nouns and off of a half buy at that.
They were gifted this round though, Nouns. Wildcard pushed up, they pushed in, and Nouns just, all they had to do was click ahead here and there. It was a very easy round for Nouns to win. Probably the easiest round they have had to win in a very long time. And Nouns are not going to be mad about that at all. They're going to be very happy with that result. It gets them back on the board. It gives them something to fight with and fight for. For Wildcard, they might have to rethink their over-aggressiveness a little bit. They got overzealous, they got overconfident, and they got punished for it. So they'll have to go back to the drawing board, play a bit wiser, a bit more strategic with their CT side. They might even still lose a gun here now. They lock down one. At least they don't lose an extra rifle. It's not great that their economy is not stable yet. And Nouns get an absolute gift. The op into Junior's hands for free on Dust2. It's a huge additive.
Yes, it is. Builds up their economy in a big way as well off the back of the half buy. See, everybody's around 3K or thereabouts. Carson's the only one who's not because he looks like he had to reinvest. Looking at Wildcard, they go for an early tactical pause, though. I like this. Their aggression is finally getting countered. They need an appropriate response, and they know that their backs are against the wall, economically speaking. This is the last time they're going to have an op before they have to recoup their losses should they find more struggles. So Wildcard, pull the trigger early. Smart call. Fozy, another chance with the op. Hopefully he'll have more impact than the round last.
Hopefully for Fozy's sake, it's not another timing issue that drops him, but that was a big boost too for Junior to be able to pick that up on the timing. Now, he'll win the Opera's duel, well, not the Opera's duel, but he'll win the first duel against Susp as the B side now cracked open. Only one defender was there, but Sonic takes down Junior through the B doors. Swap of those doors, now a very old change, helps out Wildcard here to bring it to a 4 versus 4 as Molotov run around Sonic. Stanislaw tosses in Molotovs, but George goes high and Fozy goes down. The nade can take down George if it's well placed enough, but it has to be just about perfect. The nade goes in, a third Molotov now used to window. The nade does nothing though. Stanislaw watching his backside, spots his former teammate. He takes down the lurk of Rush. 3v3 hold on B. Another smoke down. Nouns have done a very good job of smoking off the entrance points, keeping them at bay. Now in they drop. Sonic one, JBA another. All up to Carson on the op. Not the best gun to have in the situation. The Glock is out and JBA stabs him down with the AK. And the Nouns round isolated on the T side of Dust2. Only one op called into the next round by Wildcard. They could have picked up both, but they elect to go with one. At least for Nouns, they get the bomb down. They had all of those guns from the previous round because they won on a half buy. But other than that, their money again on the verge of being shattered. And the B site, weak, Nate, on these holds.
Yeah, I like the idea from Nouns. They try to go for a change of pace off the back of their opponent's tactical timeout, and they get control of B relatively early. Sure, they lose the op eventually on that cross. My biggest concern is the utility for Nouns. Their smokes aren't the best. They don't throw the smoke lineup from tunnels or from T-spot. And they've just been kind of ad-hocking it, ad-libbing it is the best way to put it. Just chucking it out, and 10 times out of 10 it works in pugs. But they can definitely get caught on a timing there. And as you saw, the first smoke they threw towards the door was too deep. There's a gap with which the CTs could slink in. And that is not something you can afford to have on a B-site take.
Nope. Yeah, losing the Opera there significantly hampers the opportunity for Nouns in that round. And now, utility goes in. The next round begins. Susp may fall victim to the op of Junior again. That smoke should keep him alive for now, and Junior will take the opportunity to back away. Fozy up on catwalk, drops the Molotov, plays the corner. Utility flying forward. Sonic there to support his op. Another flash goes in, and the op from Fozy splits the goalpost. Sonic cannot hit the headshot. Rush wins the duel. And so, man advantage to Nouns again. Can they capitalize upon it, though? Junior out middle. Eats a dink to the wall. Stanislaw wallping himself down to all but death. And Carson swinging forward wins that duel. B site open technically, but look where the bomb is and look where Susp is coming from on the mini-map. He'll drop it from behind. And there is still a player at the top middle to worry about. Great little play by Junior to get the bomb back under control, though. Not waiting around for George to get the kill, allowing Susp to grab the AK. Nah, Junior takes matters into his own hands. Now Fozy and JBA. Most likely going to save as Fozy all the way up towards long. Second round on the board for Nouns, and the fourth for Wildcard will now be isolated. A little bit of hope now for the Nouns on this T set of Dust2.
Good amount of hope, I'd say. That was a convincing round for Survive. Their op is winning the duels. Junior's looking quite good. Fozy's stumbling. Saw him split the goalposts there. He's yet to get the ball rolling for himself. Sonic, again, much like the last map, is on a heater. 8 kills to his name already at the end of round 6. He was dropped in this round without much of anything to show for it because he couldn't hit that headshot, as you mentioned. 2-4. And for surviving, means this T-side economy is going to build up and it's going to be very solid going forward. Wildcard. Do they buy around these saved weapons or do they save? The answer's already there. It's going to be an investment. Susp again on the MP9. M4 for Sonic, I believe it was dropped over. Stanislaw as well on an SMG. I want to see some lower tons action perhaps from the CT side. Something to change the pace early.
Yeah, it would be a nice little swap up here, and actually you might get your wish, Nate. Never mind, it's going to be a mid-train again. Worked for Wildcard once, no reason it can't work again. This time bolstered by an off. Carson tries to flash himself in, but he is blinded by Stanislaw instead. Sonic takes the initiative and charges forward. Junior out towards long doors. Now is a smoke loop in his face to allow Sonic to retreat if he desires. Or he can just sit around top middle and be a little bit of a brain worm in the minds of Nouns. And, oh, did CJ not spot the top of the head? I think we got X-rayed there. Flash will at least alert him to the possibility somebody's nearby. But Fozy's up on the stack. And Stanislaw working around the smoke. CJ. It's a Molotov stop his advancement, and he'll hold for a push from behind. Will Stanislaw check the ramp, though? It's a huge question. Do you expect CJ at ramp?
I don't think so, because the Molotov normally would be bigger. Normally it would cover for this, but it didn't in this case because of that update. That means CJ has a pretty powerful position if someone chooses to walk in. The issue is no one is. Stanislaw is here. He's still bottom ramp towards CT. The inches for the player catwalk. It's JBA finds CJ. George crossing in now has to fight a lot of angles, or worry about a lot of angles, I should say. Rush towards car. There's 30 seconds left. Again, Nouns dawdling on the site. Finally committing to a plant, but rotations have come through in earnest. The MP9 harassing Fozy finally opens up the docket with the op finding one. Rush at car, can't find much of anything. Spraying away at desperation, he'll find nothing. Junior, a trade and nothing more as he's felled in kind by Sonic and Wildcard. Make it a quick and convincing retake with 4 surviving.
Indeed, very quick, very convincing. Helped out by that one-op shot by Fozy. And Rush's inability to connect the headshot up Cat. There's 5 now on the CT side for Wildcard, who leans slightly heavily on the T side. 53.1% to 51.5% on Dust2. Nouns slightly T-sided as well by, again, about 3%. 59.6 to 56% even on that CT side. But still, if you're Nouns, you have to keep it close. And that's a good tag by Junior, but it doesn't yield a kill. And there needs to be more from Nouns up and down the lineup. Again, it's Junior above everybody else on this Nouns team. Not as impactful as he was on Ancient, but still, dragging this Nouns team forward. He needs somebody to help him out. Meanwhile, Sonic is taking over the server. JBA's been solid. Sus been Stan as well. Fozy hasn't had too much impact aside from that one op kill in the round prior. Sonic's having an opportunity to feast again out middle. He knows there's 2 and he holds down mouse 1 for the pair. Great spray control on the second. Got a little bit lucky with the headshot through the wall on the first, but Sonic, again, the multi-kill situation's incredibly poised. We saw a bit of that on Ancient with that little bit of a mid-donut angle onto the players jumping up on the snake, but even more exemplary there. And a double-man advantage for Wildcard. Fozy up on Catwalk. Takes the shot, but he's blind and shoots a little bit too late. Rush and Junior mollied off. They'll toss more utility in. Does not look promising for Nouns here. They're going to have to rely on a miracle individually.
Yes, they are. Boost up over the smoke appears to be their call out of desperation. Junior's one here. He's spotted, though, by the player's sight, who then pops up. Fozy wins the Opera's duel off of the end formation. The next on Catwalk should not last long either. Timing, however, gives Rush 1 and 2. The third on site, though, surely not expected. Stanislav blindsides them both. We find CJ off the tail end of that spray as they line up 6-2. Again, 3 surviving as well. Slowly builds that CT economy. Wildcard looking very solid. And Nouns, as you mentioned, looking a little bit scared, a little bit lost, and very readable on this T side.
Very one-dimensional. And that's not something we normally say about Nouns, historically. Just looks like they're running out of ideas, ramming their heads against the wall. Not able to find anything successful consistently. Pistols again for the T side. Carson on a hero AK. DJ already removed. Junior's Deagle does drop Sonic. At least there's that for Nouns. Opening up a gun to be picked up on middle. And a little bit more space. Fozy's going in against the pistols with the op, and he's just going to get met with a Tech 9 headshot. I don't know if he shot on his own screen or if he shot in the actual game, but either way, there was no way he was getting that kill. Leaving a lot onto Susp's shoulders. Again, Susp still playing from Sweden. Having to try to fight his way out of this. Nouns' third round may also be gained by virtue of a pistol. And I think it's going to be locked in here pretty quickly. JBA and Stanislav contemplating this retake. A kill would go a long way to spurring them forward, but overall I think it's going to be a save here. It should be now that JBA gets domed.
Yeah, it's going to be a save. Stanislav has no utility. He's down 1v4. There's not a lot of money either. I thought it'd be more bountiful for Wildcard than it is. Stanislav. Is he looking for an opportunity to go in? He could. No. Carson doubles back in the nick of time. There was a brief window where Stanislav could have found something there, but it's not meant to be. 3-6, as you mentioned, 2 rounds now for Nouns coming off the back of pistols. It's an interesting stat line. That helps their economy again, gives them a lifeline, a much needed one at that. Because as you mentioned, their T side is their favorite side, and at this case, or at this point, their best hope is a 6-6 tie ball game.
Tie ball game, a good storyline for Nouns, a good comeback, but for Wildcard, a bit of a slide, you would say. Still 3 rounds to go, the anti-penultimate round of the half being played right now. And another slower, more trepidatious gun round from Nouns. It seems that when they play aggressive and fast, it works out better for them. But with the rifles in hand, too afraid to do that. This cat pressure also very strong for Wildcard here. 3 up there with our reveal, but the MP9 rather, does so much damage to both the Tunnels players. Almost taking down the op and the rifle too. The flashbang and the Molotov forcing these players away. But after all of that damage on a 1-mag spray down by the MP9 of Stan, Nouns are far worse for wear on that initial engagement. And Susp will not even have... Oh, he'll have a bit of an angle. Stanislav goes 1 for 1, but JBA's Deagle out long will drop the AK. That's a gun upgrade for him. And Nouns again behind the 8-ball in this round, significantly more so after that kill from Sonic, who almost shoots his teammate at Card to shoot everything that moves. And now Nouns trying to take over the B side. Flash, Molotov's going through, Rush with 1, but Sonic's still here to lock things down. He'll double up. 3 on the round, 16-3 on the half. Wildcard with 7. Nouns again trying to buy whatever they can. Most of the team good, only CJ hurting for money, but the half secured for the CT side.
Double op also picked up for Wildcard. Sonic is truly transcending to raid boss status.
More kills than his next 2 teammates combined.
16 and 3, $150
That's
during the tail end.
Star.
An insane amount of damage. It's been quite the set of games for him today. He will op middle. Rush as well has an op in hand. I think it was dropped for a timing of spawn-based peek, and it pays off in the early goings. JBA, that menace towards the long last round, will be held now with no damage done. Rush doubles down, this time with the rifle, and Fozy towards Car is stuck in a corner while only doing damage through the wall. No outright kills to be spoken of as of yet. Sonic, the double op support. Junior wins the first Opera's duel, and the flash stymies Sonic's chances in that one. He'll fall back, get up on sight. But a 2v5 seems like a very tall order, especially with the Opera's duel lost as it was. Susp, the B player in a 1v5, going to try and survive in this round 11, but Nouns might be tempted to hunt him down.
Nouns swap up the pace, they go fast, and it works. Spawn-based peek from Rush snowballs into a couple of more kills, and then once the players start falling, it becomes more and more difficult for Wildcard to hold the line. The bomb ticking down to 20 seconds, it'll go off momentarily, and Susp should be fine to survive here. We'll expect something fast again from Nouns, at least I will, into the next round, as they look for 5. 5 would be big for them. Keeps them within striking distance. It does not allow Wildcard to take a commanding lead by virtue of a pistol round victory. For Nouns, aside from their early streak on Ancient, they have been playing down. It was 4-1 for Nouns. That was the last time they led. The last time they had any semblance of consistent momentum. A couple scrappy rounds to stay alive at the tail end of Ancient. But it's been a pretty bleak series for the Nouns so far, and the cross is coming through. The double swing tags from both, but Fozy's scout doing far less than the bullets than the off of Junior. Still, it's a scrappy round to the final for Wildcard with a lack of money here. 5-7, Deagle, MP9, M4, and Scout. Already mentioned Sonic's in lower tunnels, but George deals with one of those players up on Catwalk. Stan trades it back. AK upgrade for the in-game leader of Wildcard. But another faster-paced round from Nouns if they don't dilly-dally out long, which doesn't seem like they will. Flash goes in, tag from Fozy, but the bag is there for Junior. It's going to be a difficult hold for Susp's M4, soloing up on the ace side.
Top the smoke though, he's fearless. He'll find one. Support is here as well. The op of Junior strikes from range, but we're still only in even footing for this T side. It's far from over. Carson on site gets one. Stan in the smoke is playing off timing. As it fades to spot 1, he'll get the first. Can he get the second? The op of Junior to 1v1. Tech 9 out of desperation. He'll cross into the site in the chaos, but on 2 HP. Can he pull off the clutch? Walking in, he cannot. Stanislav steals the round. It's an 8-4 half. We'll see you after the break.
It's another 8-4 half in favor of Wildcard going into the T side for them, this time on Dust2. I'm Boggs, my partner as always, Pineapple Phillips. North American ECL action here, a bit of a Monday night matchup here. Nouns struggling to get anything consistent against this Wildcard roster. Dual Berettas for George, CJ has a kit and a smoke, Rush has a pair of flashbangs, Junior has contact but not damage or a kill. And Nate, it seems that the cat run from Wildcard is going to force Junior away. CJ still on site, but he is flashed off. Opportunity here for Wildcard, but CJ's able to pop one at least. Junior coming through for a second. CJ one of his own, another this time. And Stanislaw 1 for 1. It's 4 alive for Nouns as a flurry of frags comes through. And they clean up a very important pistol round going their way if they want to split this series at 1-1.
A must-win pistol, I would say. And they do pass that test at least. Wildcard again going for something aggressive on their T-pistol. We saw it on Ancient when they ran through red. This time they go up catwalk. The issue is once they get through that smoke, it's a firing line waiting for them. They did not miss. Nouns Esports crew. 5-8 trailing by 3. So we talked about the green room box. We've not seen much from Nouns to really make us excited. Half of their rounds at the half came from pistol rounds. They have to start winning rounds more convincingly like this. Granted, this was against pistols. Still 5 surviving, 3 for Junior, 2 for Rush on the SMGs. Builds up their CT economy massively. Of course, keeps their bonus solid for round number 15. This is their first real test, though. Wildcard are going to get rifles out. Fozy won't have an AWP, but he'll have an AK, and I think he might be better placed on that weapon as well. Have to contend with Sonic, who, again, has been having a raid boss level performance on Dust 2.
Yeah, Sonic's been carrying his team. Junior again as well, top of the scoreboard for Nouns, though. 16-9 now. Rush is helping him out. Somebody needed to step up and help Junior. Rush has joined that party and taken up that role. Wildcard now beginning to work on their T side, their first gun round. What will they have to show us? Sus will miss the Molotov there, and I don't think that's a ping issue. It's just a slight issue on the lineup. Slower round from Wildcard. They're hoping for aggression from Nouns, which is not granted. Flashes in. Utility to stall on Cat now by George. The time dwindling away. And I think with that smoke from Wildcard, they're going to use that as a bit of a fake and try to audible this out middle. Another smoke being used towards A, but there's nobody long for that CT smoke to help, unless they go mid to B. There's 3 players on the B side too, and Wildcard now showing a bit of indecision themselves. Stanislaw drops into CT spawn, the mid split is on, and George is going to relay this information to his B teammates. Junior already in window, ready for it, drops the smoke, drops off the angle, and CJ from Car has 1 and maybe 2, he will grab the second. Rush chimes in, the gun shows, and Junior capitalizes. Stanislaw 1 for 1, and a confident gun round goes to Nouns on the CT side. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered for them, Nate, as they silence Wildcard on the first real test of this second half.
Silence Wildcard. It seemed like they had the read trying to play the SMG, so their strengths in towards B. It pays off in a big way with 4 surviving, and of course, upgrades galore. 4 AKs being recovered. No op present for Junior, but he's more than ready with the AK instead, and he knows that Wildcard are going to be on a poor buy, so he wants the rifle for the follow-up shots instead. Tech 9's, a P250, and a Glock for Wildcard. Fozy, who was the star of map 1, has been silent in map number 2. George starting things off quickly with the on the IGL. It's going to be a straight play out B. The flashes are good, but Carson has a line of shots too. Rush is here to support, 2 for him as well. Clean and flawless. Another convincing win for Nouns as they tie us up quickly at 8 apiece.
That's another flawless anti-pistol from Nouns as well. And on the CT side, it's incredibly critical to win your anti-pistol, your anti-force by rounds without losing players. Nouns still haven't even gotten the op out for Junior yet. They're just farming with the rifles. They're not going to drop one of these rifles and get Junior on the op. They're going to rely on the rifles to win them rounds. And Rush will sneak into lower tunnels, which is a very nice power position to have this early. CJ forced off long. Now, or Wildcard rather, are defaulting out that direction. One in Susp up towards upper tunnels. He's got one in almost a second, too. Carson down to 10 HP. That's the first bit of bonus that we've seen from Wildcard on this T side. It's actually thrown this Nouns CT side into confusion and chaos. Unless Susp gets caught on rotation by CJ, in which case the whole jig is up, which it seems to be anyways. All the rotations are coming through. And I think that Susp has been sussed out. They've heard him. Retake set up here on the A side, though, for Nouns, and Sonic's going to go over top of that anyways. Rush has one from the jump. He only gets the one. CJ backstabbing. Not able to get more just yet. The smoke fades, and a combined 27 HP in this round. That nade perfect onto Fozy. That opens the door for this to work out, but CJ and Carson have to click heads if this is going to work. The flash is going to reveal Carson's position. JBA, that's a freebie, and now CJ has to save.
CJ does indeed have to. Still gonna stick around for exits though. He knows that off is lightning down. Car, excuse me, not Cat. So he'll try to hold that angle. The issue is Stanislaw has more HP. CJ is just one shot away from death. Op recovered by Stanislaw. Still an expensive round for this T side, but they do finally get one on the board at least. Nouns though can easily dip into their coffers and reinvest as well. 2 A4s. You'll love to see it for Carson and George. Op for Junior makes sense. Wildcard struggling with a Mac 10 on Sus.
Oh, there's the win for Junior on the upper peak out towards long A. Susp is taken down by Rush as well. Now they're kicking off this gun round quite well. No scope by Junior, but here comes Stanislaw. He'll spray down two through that smoke. Fozy, another one out middle, leaving it all up to George. And just like that, all the aggression taken care of by the T's. George up long. What does he expect? Fozy? No. Fozy going back to the rifle here. Again in these clutch situations, these 2v2s, these 2v1s, securing the kill with the rifle rather than the op, picking it up later, showing a great amount of poise and confidence in his capabilities with the automatic weapons. That's a very heads-up play and a very clutch one at that. If he has the op, does he take that fight as confidently? No. Is he there for that trade in that kind of a manner? No. It's a very big play, a very smart play. And it forces a timeout out of Nouns now, who see this map beginning to slip out of their hands again as Wildcard get double digits first.
Here's the thing. Nouns are talking this round out. They know that they're on the cusp of being broken. Wildcard, though, are throwing a spanner into the works immediately. I can tell you that just looking at the map. Look at the spawn that they have. They all five. I think this is the best possible B spawn. This is going to be a rush. It's got to be a rush with those Mac 10s at the helm. 3 players lacking helmets as well for Nouns. It means those Mac 10s can really do a lot of damage. And if they can get out that choke point, it's going to be a bloodbath. 10-8 Wildcard winning here would likely seal the map, as you mentioned. Here comes a play towards B. An early smoke from spawn. I believe that's for the lurk out. It is. Carson will throw a Molotov, but they're going to run through it. Carson tested early. George the support finds 2. JBA a trade. But is Carson expected here? The answer is no. He's slipped in through the smoke. He should have at least one. There it is. A kill secured, although trade immediately from JBA. 2 versus 3. And Fozy has a very unwieldy op in hand. Grab the bomb.
And the AK.
AK as well is actually a big deal, but the double flank towards tunnels might be enough. Especially because the bomb hasn't been planted yet. Fozy's the smoke, timing's everything. Rush finds the first, spots the second. JBA gets a trade, but on low HP, it's not feasible. He's got good trade from CJ. And I like the idea from Wildcard. I like the gumption and the call. But George, with the nade on the smoke, was more than ready to rebuke the take.
It all starts with that double from George and helps stabilize Nouns in the round. Massive multi-kill from him. And that's George's role these days. Support and anchor. And the fact that he was a star fragger at one point means that his anchor capabilities are very good. He has the ability to step up if required. The thing is, with a roster consisting of Junior and Rush and Carson and CJ, he isn't exactly called upon all that often to step up individually like that. But speaking of Carson, he only goes 1-for-1 out long. CJ right there for that trade, but it's a messy duel against Susp, which sees CJ down below half his health, just actually under a third of his health. But George is anchoring B all alone. The confidence this team puts in him to hold down the line. No utility for George. A nade to blow open the smoke. Rush now moving up with him, but George pre-sprays this and softens them up for Rush, who's only able to get one. Somehow Fosie's still alive on 15 HP. The bomb gets planted, and it's a 2v2 hold on the B site. That nade would be critical if Fosie wasn't up in tunnels. Now it doesn't really affect too much unless to blow that smoke down at the doors, but Fosie's thinking about a flank here through middle. That's a nice little idea. Very effective play if he can spring his timing right, and he's just about done it. Plays for both. One, not the second. 1-for-1 now. Stanislaw versus Junior. Top on both teams up against each other. And it's Stanislaw around the big box to spot Junior and Window. Keep Wildcard ahead by a hair. The in-game leader for Wildcard. Stepping up big time. He's taken over Sonic's status at the top.
Yeah, Sonic's, I think, had 1 kill this half. He's been effectively stalled. But that was a round with tremendous implication. Nouns did not have money to fall back on. They do not have anything to fall back on now. They lose all 5. They're going to go all in. It is penultimate map point for Wildcard at this stage, and Junior feels the pressure. They aren't going all in. They're just going for a buy, much like they did in round 2 of this game, with Junior buying a scout and everyone full saving. Don't hate the idea, but they're really going to need to hit the shots, and they're going to need a 3rd pistol round in this map in order to come back into this one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 3 in a row that Nouns are going to require here to at least take it to overtime. This round doesn't seem to be bearing any fruit. Junior will probably not contest anything at all since he has the scout. The bomb's about to go down on A. Spotted. No kills just yet. Sonic takes a little bit of chip. And so CJ will get smoked off anyways. Junior gets 1 onto Fosie. That's nice at least. But he'll get traded out by Stanislaw. It's not like it really mattered in the first place because the retake was almost impossible anyways. Going to be a 12 for Wildcard. Just how much damage can Nouns do is the real question, because the Wildcard economy is not great.
After weapons, there's a player in under top mid who's alone. It's sus. If they can find that kill, it would be huge. Stanislaw dink down to 16. They're going to try to rush down this off. The Aviator's holding the line. Only good for 1. Sonic trades. And CJ goes down with the ship. Carson will save that scout, as you mentioned. No weapons picked up, and not a lot of damage done, all things considered. I also want to note Stanislaw, the IGL, and also the top frag currently went for a Tech 9 in the last round to make sure his teammates were better served.
So you're
still
saying
success.
He did not pull the Zeus play and leave Simple on a Deagle?
Correct. Much more selfless.
Are you trying to say that IGL should not hold on to the firepower for the rest of the team and be a selfless player? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Nate?
Correct. Although I could see Stanislaw justifying it because of his form right now.
But the fact that he doesn't just goes to show what kind of a leader he is.
Yep.
And that's the kind of leader you want. Not just in the game, but in life, too. Life lessons with Stanislaw. And if you want to be a leader out there in chat, in North America or EU, whatever you're watching from, take notes.
Selfless leader. Spray from George on Catwalk drops Sonic again. He's been bullied in the second half. Susp is trying to find something down the middle. All in close. Clearing it out. Fosie's going to be the spear point towards B. Carson is spotted from backside. He got the info. He'll throw in a flash to buy time. Rush is now in position as well. Good tag onto Carson, who's burning alive. Fosie finishes in. Susp as well drops Junior. And Rush at Car on B fares no better. This B site cracked wide open. It looked like it was closed for business, but Wildcard stroll right in and make it look easy. Susp finds George. The last is CJ. walking out middle, he can't even find one. Sus, one of the new duo, find a pair in the close. Wildcard close out both best of ones in the evening in their favor.
Yeah, 13-8 on Ancient, although I think Dust2 was a considerably closer map overall than the first was. Even though the first ended 13-8, 13-9, it could have gone either way, especially towards the tail end. Wildcard were able to pick it up, but there were moments where things got shaky for